So this is my first and favorite GShock watch, the GW-M5600. This is your stereotypical GShock with solar power, multiband 6, and 200 meters of water resistance. By the way, I upgraded the strap on this watch. The original strap is fine, but it's a bit glossy and stiff. This new strap is soft and supple, and is a nice little upgrade for my old standby here. You can buy one on eBay for 15 bucks, and I highly recommend it. I will leave a link in the description for that. But I recently decided to upgrade this GShock, and after a bunch of research, I decided on this. Casio's Bluetooth connected GShock GW-B5600 BC. Let's take a quick look at the B5600 and see why this is my new favorite GShock. The GW-B5600 series of watches can be considered an alternative to the much anticipated GW-B5600 released last year. That was the all-metal Bluetooth GShock with a screw-down case back. It's a beast of a watch, clocking in at about 167 grams. It also has a pretty hefty price tag of about $500. The GW-B5600 is about half that weight at 85 grams and keeps most of the exact same features except for the case back, but it comes in at about $380 cheaper. I actually paid about $165 for this model on Amazon, and I left a link to that down below in the description. So this case is labeled as resin, but the first thing you noticed when you pick it up is the texture. It's hard, but it has a nice satin texture. It's above and beyond the plasticky feel of the original GShocks, and it feels and looks excellent. One thing I noticed about the case is that due to the new resin metal link bracelet, it wears a bit taller than the original GShock. Due to the new bracelet, and that the first link isn't very flexible. So you can see here on this original watch that the first link is very flexible, but over on the B5600 it's pretty stiff. But it still feels really great on the wrist. The final dimensions are 42.8 millimeters wide, 48.9 millimeters tall, and 13.4 millimeters thick. And also, this is the first GShock I've ever had that I can actually lay down flat on a table. So that's really nice. There are 7 new models in this lineup. Only 2 of them have positive displays, and only 3 have the new bracelet. I opted for the positive display gold version. But there are some excellent styles, such as the blacked out one with red lettering, the multi-color version you see here, and this futuristic negative display with a red dial, which is awesome. Pretty much impossible to read, but awesome looking nonetheless. The new bracelet is one of my favorite features, and is the reason that I chose this particular model. I prefer to have a nice clasp instead of a strap sticking out of the end and getting caught on my sleeves and jackets. The bracelet consists of fine resin links, which are embedded with metal, and they are held together by these little resin segments. It's super easy to adjust as well. Each link is held in place by a spring bar, so instead of having to pound out pins, you can just use the end of a standard paper clip to pop out each spring and remove the links. It's super easy. And the solid clasp also has 4 micro adjustments, which is appreciated and needed since the individual links themselves are pretty large. My wrist is kind of small at about 6.75 inches, so I had to remove about 4 links to make it fit. But overall, the watch is light and the bracelet is solid, making it a pretty easy choice and definitely a pleasure to wear. Another thing that sold me on the B5600 series is the Bluetooth connectivity. I absolutely love the multi-band 6 radio-controlled watch syncing on my original GShock. I couldn't live without it. I'm in the Northeast United States, so I do get the signal from Colorado, but it's not very strong. And each night I have to leave my watch on a windowsill for it to sync. But with the B5600 you get 4 automatic syncs each day through Bluetooth at 12:30 and 6:30 AM and PM. My main concern was that a cell phone time is not the exact time. I have a T-Mobile device and I've noticed that the clock is consistently about 1 or 2 seconds behind. I mean, it's not really a big deal, but I'm kind of a stickler for exact time measurements. So it was good to know that Casio's app connects up with a standard internet time server instead of pulling the time from the cell phone network. So if you need to sync up manually during the day, just press the D button and the watch connects to your phone and syncs. Let's check it out. So you press D and you can see it's flashing time there with the Bluetooth icon over on the left. Give it about 1 or 2 seconds. And it'll come back with an OK message and revert right back to the time setting. You can always still sync up with multi-band 6, and the watch will actually try that method if it doesn't detect a Bluetooth connection for at least 24 hours. And if you want to use the GShock app to update other features of the watch, like reminders, world time, alarms, etc., just hold the C button down for about 6 seconds and the watch initiates Bluetooth pairing mode. You can see here that it flashes connect up in the top right message box. And then in another 2 or 3 seconds, the flashing will stop. And there you go, you're paired with your phone. And it'll stay paired with your phone until you press any button. So once you're done with the GShock app, just press any button and it'll go back to the time mode. The backlight on this watch is updated too. It's an LED super illuminator with durations of 2 or 4 seconds and features a really smooth fade in and fade out. It's pretty nice. Another nice surprise is that if you set a reminder from the app for a specific day, the watch will notify you anytime you use the light by first lighting up the dial and then flashing a secondary red LED with a 3-burst pulse. It's super cool. I didn't even know that feature existed until I got this watch. Check it out. And then to check the actual reminder, you just press the A button and the text of the reminder will flash across the message box up top. The only downside to the reminder functionality, however, is that you can't set a specific time, just a day or date. I honestly have no idea why Casio didn't include that feature. Honestly, the reminder feature is a bit gimmicky and I can't really see myself using it very often. And finally, thanks to Bluetooth, if you can't locate your phone, just hold down the D button. It'll first flash for multi-band 6 manual sync, and then a couple seconds later it will flash the word find, triggering a sound from your phone so you can locate it. And that is pretty handy. Alright, let's give this one a look on the wrist. Again, I have a 6.75 inch wrist, so it might look a little big on me in the video, but in real life it actually fits really well. It's super lightweight, looks great. I really like it. So I will check out the GShock app in another video. But for now, this feature-packed GShock is definitely my new favorite timepiece. I'm really glad that the Bluetooth functionality is useful, and having your watch auto-sync 4 times a day is excellent. These watches are really a superb value for what you get. So instead of having to shell out over $500 for the full metal version, or even over $1,000 for the new titanium version, have a look at the 5600 series. You might like it. As always, if you enjoyed my content, click the like button and subscribe, and we'll check you guys out in the next video. Have a good day.